Welcome, welcome everyone to a Thursday edition of Fantasy Alarms Sports Talk. I'm your host, Jen Piacenti. I'm joined by Adam Ronis. It is championship week. I'm assuming if you're watching this stream, you're probably in the championship game, or maybe you just want some DFS calls for this weekend. But either way, we've got you covered because we have our senior analyst and the one who so brilliantly does all our NFL rankings here with us today, and that is Adam Ronis. Adam, what is up?
Yeah, championship week and a little different than we're accustomed to because we have 4 straight days of NFL games. One on Christmas with the Saints and Vikings, 3 on Saturday, usual Sunday, and then Bills, Patriots Monday night. And can't imagine many people relying on anyone on New England. Buffalo, obviously, quite a few good fantasy options in a tougher matchup. I look back and Josh Allen was only 11 for 18 against the Patriots in the first matchup. They decided to run the ball a lot in that game. It was 14 carries for Singletary, 14 for Moss, and Allen ran. So very interesting. Obviously, their offense has changed since then.
A lot, yeah.
But it is, it's a tougher matchup. I know Gilmore will be out for New England, but people will be watching that game with a lot of Bills on their fantasy championship rosters hoping to win. So
for sure.
It's a crazy, unique week because of the holiday, but we still have to make sure we get the right decisions in order to win those championships.
It is a unique week, and because we do have a lot of decisions, guys, we are opening this up for questions. We are open for questions in the next half hour on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. So if you have a start sit question, we're going to take them. Go ahead. In the meantime, we're going to chat a little bit about maybe let's talk about some debates we have, because I think a lot of people might have common questions. So one debate I have now, Adam and I are both in the finals of our Greenwich Street Tavern League. I keep wanting to call it Gotham Street Tavern because of our Gotham Gridiron District. And I am going up against the Crusher. If you don't know who the Crusher is, it is none other than Howard Bender. Guys, I really need to take this one home, right? Because, come on. You got to beat the boss. I'm thinking maybe then as a penalty, we should do a side bet, and he should have to take my spot on Alarm After Hours, and then I'll take his spot on the Fantasy Alarm Show for like a week as punishment for him if he doesn't beat me.
Well, that's a pretty interesting side bet. You might have to throw that to him.
Yeah, XM might not like that very much. But yeah, so I have a debate, and the first thing before the stream, Adam said to me, he's like, hey, I looked at your roster, and I saw you have George Kittle. Are you going to play George Kittle in your flex? Do I play George Kittle in my flex over Latavius Murray is the question. Latavius Murray is in that blasted Friday Christmas Day game. So let's talk about those of you who have George Kittle on your rosters and whether we should think about starting George Kittle.
Yeah, I think you should. I haven't put him in the rankings yet, but when I do, he'll be tight end 4 or 5. I mean, obviously you're playing Kelsey, Waller over him. I mean, why are you surprised? I mean, George Kittle, first of all, the tight end position is a disaster, right?
It is.
So a lot of these tight ends are reliant on touchdowns anyway. For me, the way I look at it is if they are bringing back George Kittle with nothing on the line, that means he's good to go. And all indications are he's going to play. They have to decide by Friday, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, to activate him off the injured reserve. And all reports seem to indicate that he will. Now, we'll also have to wait and see, okay, is he going to be limited? Is he going to be on a snap count? So that's another factor to consider. But
do we think Kyle Shanahan will be honest with us about that if they are?
Probably not. We got to hope that the reporters who, cover these teams kind of dig and find out exactly what's going on there. But I mean, I know it's championship week and there's a risk, but why did you add Kittle to the roster knowing that?
For this reason.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there was a possibility that he wouldn't return to week 16. Look, Latavius Murray has just seen his volume go down. He had 4 carries last week. Oh yeah, he found the end zone. Had 2 receptions on 26 yards. I mean, look at the volume the last 3 weeks for Latavius Murray. 7 touches, 5 and 6. It's just not involved enough. So I would play Kittle over him. But that's me.
In case you guys are wondering why this is even a debate, it's because it's a 14-team league, and we haven't been allowed to make any pickups.
No, it's 12, but the difference is there's an extra flex spot.
There's an extra flex spot. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 2 flex, a tight end, a kicker, and a defense. And as Jen alluded to, we model this after the high-stakes leagues, which closed the waiver wire after week 13. So we have 9 spots on the bench. And I don't know what you did, but what I like to do is, especially with COVID, I have 2 kickers, I have 2 defenses. And actually, the team that I'm playing in the final last week only had 1 kicker. McManus got a 0. They still wound up winning, but they only went with 1 kicker. I went with 2 kickers, 2 defenses, 2 quarterbacks. So right there, 3 of your non-reserve spots are taken up and a backup tight end. So that leaves 5 spots. And I have some guys who are out this week. So it does dwindle your options. And, I know Bender, looking at his bench too, he's got some guys out. James Robinson might not play. He's got Mostert out. So a lot of us have to make a decision on a crappy player to put in our last flex spot.
Yeah, and that's just how it rolls. And so the only good news is that everybody else has to make a crappy decision too. So I did. You're right. I went and I got Kittle. I have Darren Waller. And my strategy was, hey, if Kittle's available in 15 or 16 and we can't make any more pickups, it could be a bust, but it feels like an upside play. And that's why I did it. So you're right. That is why I did it. The only thing about Latavius Murray is, and I didn't start him last week, is that he does get in the red zone a lot. And I thought maybe with no Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara will need some breaks because they'll be using him as a receiver as well. But the really tricky thing is just the timing. So I guess you're right. I'll just need to be on the timing of whether Kittle's going to be activated or not tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Now, again, it sounds like he will. That's the reports. But, who knows? Maybe something happens tomorrow and he's not. But it's definitely, again, there are reporters saying all signs point to him returning. So
we've got a couple questions over here on YouTube. So I'm going to wedge those in right now, and then we'll go back to chatting some more. All right. Hey, Ann, happy holidays to you, and we hope you finish strong too. I've got Aaron Jones and Robinson as my running backs. Sounds like Robinson may not go. I have Ahmed, McKissick, Monty, Gio, and could also flex one. Well, I think you have to play Montgomery.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy call. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the top starts of the week. I mean, he's getting huge volume going up against Jacksonville, so yeah, lock him in.
Yeah, and then as a flex, would you be interested in flexing Ahmed, McKissick, or Gio Bernard? All strong.
I don't know if they're all strong. Myles Gaskin is going to return. So,
is that for sure now that he's going to return?
Yeah, well, he's practicing, so he's off the COVID list. So I think he's going to play. So I think that puts Ahmed down. I know he's been good, but the Dolphins seem to feature one back this year. I'm guessing Gaskin's going to get most of the touches. McKissick, Antonio Gibson's been doing some work.
Yeah.
I pray he plays because I have him in the GST and I really could use him. I don't know if he is though. Turf toe's tricky, but the fact that he is doing something is a good sign. And Gio Bernard, I don't know if we could trust him. It's crazy how people's perspective changes on Gio. 2 weeks ago, they loved him against Dallas. He gets benched for a fumble. Then everyone hated him last week. He goes out and has 2 touchdowns in an unlikely scenario against Pittsburgh where they won. Now people are back on Gio again because they're playing Houston.
Because they're playing Houston.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? This is where I worry. They benched him after that fumble. Gio that was like his first fumble, 800, 900 touches. So it's not a guy that's had a fumbling issue. And they're a team that's out of it that I would think wants to look at a young running back like Trevion Williams, which they started to do. And I think what happened last week, this is my guess, my interpretation is.
And P. Ryan.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's young, but he's not that good. But yeah, they can mix him in. I think what happened last week is they didn't think they would be in a position where they were beating Pittsburgh. And I said, you know what? Let's just ruin them. They're a division rival. They were fired up for the game. And they said, all right, we're going to lean on the veteran Gio, and we're just going to feed him and give him the ball. I don't know if that's going to be the case this week. I definitely don't think they're going to play as well. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Tyler Boyd likely not playing without a concussion. They have a bad offensive line. I could see this being a case where they fall behind. All right, let's put Williams in there. So I'm a little worried about Gio this week because, again, that's like the first game we saw from him in weeks where he produced. So I lean McKissick, but this is something that you got to wait on.
So that was my question. The one thing that's interesting to me about McKissick is even if Antonio Gibson is back and he seems the least likely to return, he does get the targets. And we were concerned last week that he wouldn't get them from Dwayne Haskins because that wasn't the way Dwayne Haskins had played before. No, we don't know, I guess, 100% who's starting on Sunday yet, right? Could be Smith, could be Haskins, probably Haskins.
The latest report makes it seem like it's Haskins. They're kind of picking on Alex Smith and hope he can go. And the other thing to keep an eye on, too, is Terry McLaurin hasn't practiced 2 days in a row. So
and that's going to mean a lot of
He's been battling an ankle issue for a few weeks. He wasn't on the injury report last week. He keeps playing, but 2 days in a row of missed practice is a little bit of a concern. But Yeah, I mean, if I'm deciding now, it's probably McKissick, but you got to
Okay.
see what the reports are in Miami's situation, whether Gibson plays. But Gio does concern me this week.
But the really good news here is, Anne, that one of your backup options was David Montgomery.
Well, yeah, he's locked.
So, yeah, so you're locking him in. All right, she needs one wide receiver in a PPR. Kirk, Rashad Higgins, Michael Pittman, and Michael Gallup. I'm going Rashad Higgins here.
Yeah, I'm going Higgins too. It's a good matchup. The Jets are very vulnerable against the pass. Cleveland has done a better job of being more aggressive lately. Baker Mayfield has multiple touchdowns in 4 consecutive games. Higgins has really come along, and yeah, for me, it's Higgins.
Agree. Tanny or Allen?
I'm gonna. It's close. I'm gonna go Josh Allen. He's a
Okay.
guy that, regardless of matchup, has come through, and we know he can run. Tannehill's in a good spot too. This Green Bay defense is just not good. But I go Allen, but it's close.
All right, Tannehill or Jared Goff?
Tannehill, don't even think about that one. Don't go back to Jared Goff. He let us down last week. We know better. Let's
Okay.
let's erase Jared Goff.
He let us down, and actually they're facing Seattle this week, which I think is interesting. So the last time Seattle and the Rams played, by the way, I want to ask your opinion on this. Seattle's favored. I personally think this is going to be a Rams game. Who do you think is going to take this game?
The Rams. I
Me
think
too.
they bounce back in a big way. I
Me
mean,
too.
they have to be embarrassed of what happened last week. That's not the defense that they have played, and I don't know if they were looking ahead. Still no excuse. I thought they would still come back in that game. I thought the play calling late was horrific. But yeah, I think the Rams win this game. It was 23-16 the last time they played. The Rams won.
Yep.
Seattle's just not played well. They had the one big game against the Jets.
Yep.
I mean, they got dominated at home by the Giants. Even last
Also, Seattle
struggle.
pass rush has been better, so I'm not liking Goff for that reason. In addition, if you look at what happened in this last game between Seattle and the Rams, both sides just ran the ball, and they didn't run it with Chris Carson. He wasn't around then. I believe it was
Right.
DJ Dallas at that point. Maybe it was, I believe it was DJ Dallas at that point. But it was strange because I believe Henderson had 2 touchdowns and Malcolm Brown had 1 in that game. Cooper Kupp was basically shut down. Robert Woods was a non-issue. I hope that that's not true because I need Robert Woods this weekend, but I don't think we can just look at this and note, because they're division rivals and they play each other so tight, but I definitely think that the Rams kind of own the Seahawks. The last few games they've won.
Yeah, I mean, again, it doesn't mean it will happen this week. It's
No,
just,
it doesn't.
But I think the Rams bounce back, and just Seattle they just haven't been playing well. And the other thing is too, they have Jalen Ramsey to match up with DK Metcalf. Not that he's going to shut Metcalf down,
Right.
but Ramsey's a physical corner with size and is athletic, so he could at least try and slow down Metcalf. And Wilson's just, they don't ask him to throw much. They rely on the run too much, and it's hurt them.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Colts or Browns DST?
I think you have to go with the Browns. They're playing the Jets. I mean, I don't expect the Jets to do what they did last week. So, yeah, this is a spot where I know the Browns defense wasn't great last week. I think they had 1 sack. They only allowed 6 points. Part of that was the Giants passing on field goals. But, I mean, this is a game that you got to think that the Browns defense can come through.
Terry or Cooper in a half-point PPR?
Cooper or who? McLaurin?
I think it means McLaurin. McLaurin hasn't been practicing, so
And if McLaurin's healthy and playing,
if
I'm
he
playing
plays,
him.
it's him.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
Over
Cooper's
Cooper.
a fine alternative if you can't play him.
For sure. He definitely is. Let me just jump over to another format and see if we have anything over here. Looks like no. All right. Okay, so Adam, what is your trickiest call for this week for one of your start sits?
Yeah, it's my flex spot. It's between Christian Kirk, Laviska Shenault, Antonio Gibson if he plays, which would be the guy that I would go with, but I don't know if he's going to play. And and Christian Kirk plays Saturday, Gibson is Sunday, Shenault, and then Tyler Boyd, who he's got a concussion, so I don't think he plays. So it's not great. It sucks because I feel like I need every point. Going against Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Travis Kelce. And then my best players have tough matchups this week. I have Dalvin Cook going against the Saints. They've been good against the run. And I have DeAndre Swift going against Tampa Bay. And they've been phenomenal against the run. So
that's what happened to me last week in my auction league. honestly, my bye week team smashed. Last week, I just had the luck of all the toughest matchups there were. And this week, I would totally be bringing home the trophy. I know it. But, man, luck of the draw. What can you do? Gaskin or Kenyon Drake or Lev Bell and a half-point PPR?
I'm going to go, let's see. I'm not going Drake. We saw a little too much Edmonds again. And I did see Drake limp to the sideline. I don't think he's on the injury report. If Gaskin is cleared and they say he's good to go, I'll go him. If not, Bell. The only thing with Bell is Atlanta's very good against the run. Bell might not be used. They could go to Williams as well and mix him in. And this should be a pass game, heavy game. But again, he could have a game like Fournette last week where if they get to the one, he gets a 1-yard touchdown. Maybe doesn't put up much yards, but finds the end zone. So I lean Gaskin now if he's good to go, if not Bell.
Speaking of that game, Atlanta, Kansas City, it is true that the Atlanta run defense is better than people realize. So everybody should, it's just like the Jets. Everyone thinks that, they're a bad defense, but you have to kind of look at the different pieces of the defense. So it is a tougher matchup for the run defense. And I'm not sure that Kansas City needs to run the ball versus Atlanta. Like they don't, just maybe a little to keep some variety, but they don't need to. So I'm not really high on Bell either. But my question to you is, what about Ito Smith? Because Kansas City, conversely, can be run on, and they've announced that he's going to be the lead back. Do you have any faith whatsoever for a Hail Mary play for Ito Smith?
No, you have to be absolutely desperate. Atlanta's not been able to run the ball for a couple of years now. And, to me, this wasn't news. Todd Gurley's been phased out for weeks. I've been burying him in my rankings, 38, 39, 40 at running back, which essentially says don't play him. So this is not surprising to me. They'll still mix in Brian Hill a little bit. I just don't want to touch the Atlanta running game. And look, what's the best case scenario? We figure they're playing from behind. We figure they're playing from behind, that he catches 4 or 5 passes and somehow finds the end zone. I mean, he played 47.7% of the snaps last week. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely not exciting. I don't think he's seen more than 12 carries the whole season, but he's 5,000 on FanDuel, and I feel like he could be a random GPP play just to randomly get a goal line carry. I wouldn't start him in my seasonals either. I need 2 flex. I've got McKissick and Ahmed. I've also got Hines, Lazard, and Gallup. Well, I like Lazard this week.
Man, those are some bad choices. So 2 flexes from that group?
This is Ann Dunn. She always has the
Is that 2 from that group?
Yes, 2. So McKissick, Ahmed, Hines, Lazard, and Gallup.
I guess McKissick would have to be 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Gallup's banged up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be Lazard.
I think it would be Lazard because
that game. I mean, the last
should have points.
56.5. It keeps
56,
going up.
Yeah, 56.5 is what it is. And if that's the case, it can't just be Devontae Adams. I mean, I guess it could be Jones and Adams, and it could be Henry.
Aaron Jones, not Devontae Adams.
Okay, has to be Aaron Jones, not Devontae Adams.
Let's have
for sure.
Devontae Adams have another down week, please.
I would appreciate that as well. Can't hurt. Cardinals or Browns defense?
Browns
for me as well.
Browns are one of the top plays this week defensively. I mean, look, you got to pick on the Jets. We've done it all year. Yeah, I know last week the Rams defense didn't work out, but you just got to go back to what's been working all year.
All right. Oh, we have a bunch of questions over here. Herbert or Hurts?
Hurts.
We're going Hurts this week. We got the rushing upside with his legs. He's facing a Dallas defense that can't cover the pass or the run. I'm also sneaky play liking for DFS lineups Greg Ward, who is $5,400 on FanDuel and $4,000 on DraftKings. So just Merry Christmas, Scott. Half-point PPR if Tyreek doesn't play. Is Tyreek potentially not playing?
He should be good to go. I think he was.
Dang it! Oh man, I really need Tyreek not to play.
He was at practice today, so he should be fine. I think he was dealing with a little bit of a hammy last week. They showed on TV. They were working on it. He was drinking some fluid. It looked like it was alcohol. Probably not.
I think they should be very, very gentle with Tyreek Hill this week and save him for the playoffs so they can win the Super Bowl. They should take care of him with kit gloves. No, Tyreek Hill should be rested this week.
I think he plays. I think next week you could see some of the Chiefs rest because they can lock up I think they can lock up the 1 seed with a win.
Okay. All right.
I got to double because they're a game ahead of Buffalo, right? I think they have the tiebreaker too. So
Can you help me, Adam, with a little troll job on Howard Bender? Like Sunday morning, can you like somehow send him a news article that says Tyreek Hill isn't starting?
Oh my God, he might listen.
Would that be amazing? He might. He probably would. And be like, man, I can't believe it. Just last minute.
They were like, what did Jen give you? Like, nothing. I fell for a fake report.
Absolutely. All right, half point PPR. If he doesn't play, Kiki Kuti or Marvin Jones?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones for me too. If Kittle starts, do I start Kittle or Tunyon?
Look, you want to go safety, it's Tunyon, but I would go Kittle myself. If Kittle's going to play, again, this goes back to the whole Keenan Allen thing last week.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, right?
Yeah.
But I'm surprised because they put him out there, but there's always the risk. Well, Kittle could be perfectly fine. You know Kittle's getting the ball. They're not putting him out there not to throw to him. I mean, it's Ayuk and him. So
it's true.
Tunyon, though, is also – look, we can say, oh, well, Tunyon's been great. It's been all touchdowns. Tunyon's not piling up yardage and everything. He's very reliant on touchdowns. Now, the environment this week is great, as we said. I just checked on the DraftKings app. It's 55.5, but it's a high total. We know that. But it's still touchdowns for Tunyon. If he doesn't score a touchdown, then are we getting a big game? Whereas Kittle could go out there and Kittle can have 6 for 90 without a touchdown and get 15 to the PPR.
You're absolutely right.
But I think, again, this comes down to some people don't want to take any risk. Look, Tunyon scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. All right? But look at the yards, 18, 36, 39. You know? You could say, well, he scored 5 straight games. That doesn't mean he's scoring in the 6th. Mm-hmm. So I would go Kittle myself, but you have to decide that. Is there risk with Kittle? Yeah, yes. There definitely is. He's coming off an injury and he's missed a lot of time.
To be honest, as you said, Tanyon's kind of a risk too, in that he's touchdown or bust. So if he doesn't make it into the end zone, you're getting 4 points.
Yeah, look, he hasn't had more than 5 targets in his last 7 games. It's not a high volume guy. Now, we could say it's the Packers offense. If there's any offense that you want to invest in, it's them, because they got a good matchup against Tennessee, and he does look for Tunyon in the red zone. So he's got 10 touchdowns on the year. So if you feel like, hey, he's safer and all I need is a touchdown and 30 yards, you can play him. But I'm going to probably have Kittle ranked above him.
Jonathan Taylor or Josh Jacobs in a full point PPR?
I know Taylor's got a tough matchup, but man, the Steelers have a lot of injuries at the linebacker position, and we know
they let Gio Bernard run on them last week. I don't think we should be too scared.
That's a close one, man. I might lean Taylor.
Okay. He leans Taylor.
Oh, by the way,
breaking
news. Keenan Allen, according to Anthony Lynn, will be a game-time decision.
All right, proceed at your own risk, friends. We know what happened last week when it was a game-time decision. So deep cuts, deep shots for DFS. I now like Jalen Guyton and Tyron Johnson because he is tied with Baker Mayfield for 27 passing touchdowns. I think Justin Herbert and his team is going to want to help him break that record. Beat Baker. And
by the way, if you do decide to wait on Keenan Allen, that game is 4:05 p.m. Eastern, so you're not going to have many options. So I would probably pick up one of those Chargers receivers, probably Johnson or Guyton. Either one is fine if you're going to wait, if you don't have a better option. I don't think it's not great for Justin Herbert, but I'm not moving him. We saw Justin Herbert last week without Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen only played like 25 snaps, and Herbert went out there and had a big game, and he had a big game against the Broncos when they were healthy and they're banged up. So I still like Justin Herbert.
I'm texting Jerry right now.
Oh,
he had a whole fight about it.
This is big for you, Jen. What? I don't know who Howard's backup tight end is, but Hunter Henry has been added to the COVID list. Wow.
Oh, my CBS projections are just changing right now. I'm getting the new thing because that's a big deal. And Hunter Henry is on the on COVID. See how we help each other? And Allen game time. All right.
Yeah. That is a big loss for those that have Hunter Henry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Howard Bender. Merry Christmas, Ponch. Merry Christmas from Ponch to both of us. He uses my middle name. Okay, his big question is it Baker Mayfield or Justin Herbert this week?
Herbert, for me. Herbert is just. We saw what he did last week without Keenan Allen, without Mike Williams for the most part. I know it was the Raiders, but the Broncos defense is just in shambles. So yeah, I'm going Herbert.
Oh man, I really hope Herbert comes through for me this week. I need him.
Me too.
Browns defense pick on Jets. Jalen Hurts and Ward Jr. Okay. Ponch's day drinking again. Is Kittle a strong start or fade?
He's again, it depends who you're comparing him to.
It does. Oh, Ponch says, Jen and Ronis have been great all year, and I love the chemistry. Hey, thanks.
We might have worked together before.
We might have. We might have.
Oh my God, I got
what?
Howard does not have a backup tight end.
Oh no, he's taking a 0.
Yep.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I have Darren Waller and George Kittle.
Anything could happen. As you saw last week, you had Derek Carr and still won. You probably were done.
I really thought I was done because Derek Carr put up 2.6 points for me, and I was facing someone that had Lamar Jackson, who was ranked above me and had a better team all year than me. So anything can happen, and that's why you absolutely can't celebrate early. But for entertainment purposes right now, just a little excitement on my part. Marquise Brown, T. Higgins, Emmanuel Sanders, or Kiki Kuti. I need one, please.
I'm going to go Sanders here. Good matchup against Minnesota. No Michael Thomas. So, I got to go Sanders there.
Do you like Sanders or Russell Gage better this week?
Sanders.
You do?
Yeah.
I think I like Gage better. And this is a question I've been getting a lot. Gage has just been seeing almost 8 targets per game over the last 5 games in a row. And I don't even think it matters if Julio plays. And there's going to be so many points in this game in theory.
Julio didn't practice today.
And he didn't practice. So, I mean, it's a tough one. They're both great. Oh, someone feels sorry for Howard. Don't feel sorry for Howard. Do not feel sorry for Howard. Howard deserves no pity. If Carr doesn't play, Mariota or Trubisky, I say Trubisky.
Yeah, Trubisky.
Trubisky's actually been really good. He's completed over the last, I believe, 3 games, 73.5% of his passes. And he's been averaging about 245 yards per game with 2 touchdowns. Now it's been 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 3 touchdowns, that kind of a thing. But, with this matchup versus Jacksonville, they both win if Chicago wins, right? Jacksonville gets a better shot at, Trevor Lawrence, and Chicago, they need the win. They can beat Jacksonville any which way, but I like Mitch Trubisky this week. Okay, it's already 12:30. Let me just see what else we got. Oh, I got a damn it Hunter. Yeah, sorry, Ann. PPR need 3 of these: Gordon, Dobbins, Henderson, McKissick, and Manny Sanders.
And this is full point PPR?
Yes, full point PPR.
So wait, this is Melvin Gordon,
J.K. Dobbins, Darrell Henderson, J.D. McKissick, and Manny Sanders.
Dobbins, Gordon, and probably McKissick as of now. I think that's the way I would go.
So you like McKissick over Sanders unless Gibson goes? Right?
It's close. I think McKissick we know he's going to catch a lot of passes, and he'll get some carries as well. Carolina's defense isn't that good. So, I think McKissick.
Okay, Kittle or Andrews in a half-point PPR?
You can go Andrews there.
Okay. All right, it's 12:30 already, so we're going to wrap it up. You guys, happy holidays. I hope you get to at least Zoom with your family if you don't get to see your family. We appreciate you being here for us. You guys are what keep us going. We want you all to win championships. I'm going to pray that you all get trophies from Santa under your tree this year. And Adam, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Good luck this weekend. I know you got a lot of big games. You've been crushing it in the Scott Fish Bowl representing for us. So great job by you.
Let's see.
And nice job getting to the finals in your first season of the GST, as Fantasy Alarm has 3 representatives out of the 4 teams in the semifinals.
And I have to say, I'm pretty proud of that. I think that's a pretty strong recommendation for Fantasy Alarm. I don't think you'll find a team that works any harder than those at Fantasy Alarm, and also actually likes each other more than anybody at Fantasy Alarm. So what you see here, thank you, Punch, for your comment on our chemistry. What you see here is real.
Question for you. If Howard came to you and said, "Hey, Jen, let's split first and second," would you do it?
Nope, I would not. Nope. Would you? Are you one of those? Because Justin Fensterman is a split the pot kind of guy, and I am not. Like, I don't even care if I lose. Like, I don't care about getting half. I want to win, and if you win, I believe you win.
I will never propose it to anyone. One of my best friends proposed it to me 2 years ago, but he was going through financial issues and personal stuff. So he's like, "Hey, before we play the game on Sunday, can we just split it? I kind of need the money before Christmas." So I said yes.
So how does that work? If you split it, you don't split the win. Somebody still wins. You just take half the money.
You take the winner's money and the runner-up and divide it by 2. Combine it.
You add them together and divide it by 2, but you still have a winner and a runner-up.
Yeah, I mean, I wound up losing in the final, so I guess it was kind of good karma that I did it. And then the other time, someone proposed me, the winner gets 75%, loser gets 25%. I said yes, and I won on the final play of the Monday night game. So.
Wow. Okay. Wait. So let me. So now I need to think about this. So would both of us get paid out? Are both of us getting paid out at this point?
Yes.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Yes, but the winner's portion is
considerably more.
So I will never propose it to anyone. Regardless of matchup, I don't feel, if someone comes to me, I'll think about it. But again, a friend in need, I'm gonna do it. Hopefully he wasn't lying to me. I don't think he was. So
one more question. He could have been. He could have made it awkward.
I knew for a fact he was going through a lot of personal demons. So.
Well, I'm always going through financial things that I need more money for. I mean, who isn't? Hello, everybody's got to have a lot of shoes. But
yeah, they're very necessary.
Do I also get a trophy if I win?
No, the overall champion. The overall champion gets a trophy.
I'm pretty far out of the overall champion because you have to have the most points for that, and I'm like 30 points behind you.
That's not a lot to make up. If you had a big week 2 weeks ago, you put up if you put up a
185, I think.
Right, you put up 185, and I put up 140, 150, depending on what the team's buying. You could win it. So
I guess that's true. It's possible. Yeah. I'll get you some shoes if I win.
Thanks, appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, go out. We'll be around, even though it's the holidays. We'll be around. So if you have any last-minute questions, you can jump into the Fantasy Alarm chat. There'll be someone in there at all times. And otherwise, Merry Christmas. Good luck to you, and we'll catch you next time.